Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews. I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room. I am happy to welcome you here today. I'm really glad you stopped by. Okay, Friday Sews. Friday Sews is when I talk about the previous week, what I got finished or projects I completed or whatever, and then also looking ahead over the weekend and into next week what I'm going to be sewing, and also talking a little bit about life in general. So I'm going to start with the stuff I sewed. I finished up a nightgown that I didn't know how I was going to do it. I went ahead and finished it, and I love it. I made it from an old sheet. And originally, I asked you all if I should top stitch the faux front placket, or if I should line it. And pretty much the prevailing opinion was yes, line it, and yes, top stitch. So I did both. The pattern is McCall's 3400, and it calls for 3 buttons down the front, and instead I went through my button stash and I thought this is going to look so much prettier if I use smaller buttons because it'll be much more delicate. And I did not do any lace around the armholes or the neckline. In the back, this you can see it wraps, so it's really pretty, and that makes it easy to get on and off. This is a size small, and I just went ahead and cut the small. I didn't enlarge it at all, and I am not a small. I am more like a medium, but it just turned out so beautifully, and I was so happy with it. So yes, thank you for your advice. It was all very good advice, and I ended up with a beautiful nightgown that I have been wearing a lot. I also wanted to show you some pictures of a couple things I finished, and I told you about. I think I held them up, but I didn't ever give you photos of them. 2 makes that I finished probably a week before last, and the first one is Vogue 9112. This is a little skirt. I made view A, and I just made it like a little jean skirt, kind of short like that, you know, and turned out great. I used some drapes, some twill drapes that I had thrifted at Goodwill, and just turned out great. There are some problems with this pattern that I think I've already told you about, having to do with facings and linings on the inside, which they did not tell you to do, and I was like, what the heck, Vogue? But once I figured out how to alleviate the problems that were caused because that wasn't indicated in the pattern, then it was all good. So yeah, that was good. I also finished up McCall's 3003, which is a Laura Ashley pattern, and this came out so cute. I used fabric that I had thrifted from the Scrap Exchange in Durham, North Carolina. I am like a broken record with that place. I just love it. I don't get to go very often, but when I do, it is fantastic. So anyway, I wore this on the way up to, on my trip in the car. It's so comfortable, so comfortable. This is one from 1987 that I made a lot of Laura Ashley jumpers like this, but I had never made this one. So yeah, let's see, this is a 14, this is a 12. I made the 14 and it worked fine. It was totally fine. It fits loosely enough that it was perfect. Yeah. Let's see. This week I did a little bit of sewing. Mainly what I did was alter. Let me start with this. This is Vogue 9050. And I love this little dress. It was a lot of trouble, mainly because I made trouble for myself, but it's really cute. And I added pockets, and it doesn't call for pockets. And I never faced the pockets, which these days everybody has a tutorial on how to face pockets, which is really smart. And so if you're ever going to do side seam pockets where you add them in, do that. I didn't, and it always bothered me. And I didn't wear this very often because I have a bit of a tummy and I thought it was just not very flattering. But my husband said, "You look really good in that." And I thought, well, I'm going to wear this way more often now. But there was the problem of this seam also in the back. It hits me right at the top of my hips, which I love because I do not have a big behind. I have a big middle. And so I like things that sit right about there because they're below my waist. So because of that and the way that you move when you are wearing this, the pockets would always come open and that white lining would always show. And I thought, why did I do that? Why didn't I just make it out of this fabric? Well, because I didn't. That's why. So I took off the pockets and I put a facing on. It wasn't that hard. It went pretty quickly. It was just kind of a pain. But you know, when something bothers you that much and you think you're not wearing that garment because of that thing, fix the thing. I hate doing alterations. I detest doing alterations. And I generally, when people say, do you sew for other people? I will say no. No, I do not actually. Even though I kind of do a little bit for my family, but that's it. So the other thing I did was this. This is a muumuu from a pattern that I got from Hawaii Fabric Mart, which is still available on their website. It's from $19.99. It's a traditional muumuu. And it had little ruffled sleeves, sort of. They're not really sleeves. They were just little ruffles. And also this, a neckline kind of like this one where, you know, you have the slash in the front. It was a small slash. I never liked that. So I would always fold the edge, the corners down and just leave it like, you know, I'd press it after I got it out of the laundry and leave it like that. Well, those little ruffled things, the wings, no, I was done with those. So I thought, all right, I'm going to go in and take them off. So it didn't take me very long. All I did was opened the seam up and pulled them out and then top stitched it closed. That was, I mean, seriously, it probably took me 15 minutes to do both sides. So, you know, it was one of those things you dread because you just think, oh, it's such a pain, but you're so glad when you do it. So, and because I was tired of pressing this every time I got it out of the laundry, I went ahead and top stitched it. So problem solved. Yes, I love this dress. I wear it all the time. I'm really glad that I made those changes. Okay, something that happened yesterday was that we stopped into Walmart on our way home. We were shopping and my husband and I stopped in. He needed a couple of things. I bought some new goggles for swimming. By the way, this is pool hair for the most part. And I always check out the remnant bin, always. So I found this. This is 2 yards for $4. And it is the cutest pale pink with little roses. Little Mary Englebright roses. Oh, I just saw it and I thought, oh, that's so cute. So that will probably be a top because it's 2 yards, even though I could probably get a dress out of it, but I think it's more suited to a top. So I got that, and then I saw this navy crepe. It's not really chiffon. It's lightweight. I don't know. Maybe it is a chiffon, but it feels heavier than a chiffon. So I found this, and I thought if I wanted to do a T-shirt that I had talked about doing with this would be great to color block. Well, I was in Walmart, obviously, in that section, and I thought, it was on a bolt, and I thought, I don't want to have to wait for somebody to come so that they can cut it, because Walmart is notorious for, you know, having nobody around in that area. Well, then I heard over the intercom that somebody needed help in the fabric cutting area, and I thought, well, somebody's going to be there. So I took advantage of that and went over and got this navy. There was a bolt of it, like a very flimsy cardboard bolt. And there was also some coral. This is chiffon, I'm pretty sure. So I took it up to the table and I said, I just needed a yard of this because, oh my gosh, I was just gonna color block something. And I thought, well, I'll just get a yard. So I did. And she went to bring it up and she said, that can't be right. So she rang it up again. And she said, this is not right. How is this possible? And so she rang it up again. Okay, on the bolt, it said $1 a yard. It rang up for 10 cents. Can you see that? I don't know. There's a glare there, but 10 cents for a yard of this. I couldn't believe it. So I said, well, okay. And then I gave this to her, also on a bolt, and I said, I need 3 yards of it, because I was thinking maybe I need 5, maybe, I don't know. I'll just get 3. So I did 3 yards, and it rang up 30 cents. Holy moly. Oh my gosh. So I said I should have gotten more. She said, well, I'll cut more for you if you want. So I got 6 more yards of this one. I just took what was left on the bolt. I said, just give me the rest of the bolt. So 6 yards of this one and 7 yards of the navy. And so I have all the coral and navy crepe chiffon that I will ever need in my lifetime. And I ended up spending $1.70 by the time it was done. Yeah. Amazing. I have never paid 10 cents a yard for fabric. I'm still stunned that happened. But it did, and it only goes to show you that it pays, especially at a discount store like that, to just check the price. I probably could have scanned it on my phone and found out what the price per yard was. But, I was fine with $1 a yard, because I thought I don't need that much of it, and why not? And, I was thinking this would make a decent lining for something. Well, I have plenty of it. So that I did not expect, and that was amazing. And so last night I got going on this McCalls 7969. And the reason I really wanted to tell you about this is that this dress was part of a challenge that I did with Carmen Salome and Sharon from Sharon Sews. And we all took the same fabric and we did it up 3 different ways. And it was so cool to see this beautiful fabric done up 3 different ways. Well, we thought, let's do another one, but let's use the same pattern and different fabrics. So Sharon and I are going to go ahead and do this. We're using this pattern, but this time we're going to use different fabrics. Same pattern, different fabrics. And Minerva was kind enough to send me this. Yeah, I know, gotta get off the coral train, don't I? But this is feathers. And I just thought, it's rayon, it's got a nice drape, and this is such a comfy baby doll kind of a dress. I'm gonna do this version, and I cut it out last night, and I think it's gonna go really quickly. I am going to line the bodice because I just like that. I don't know, I know it's probably more trouble, but because all this calls for is bias binding. So I may line it and use the binding. I don't know, I haven't decided. So I can't wait to get that done. That's gonna be great. So I think that's it for now for me. Let me know what you're up to this weekend, because you know how I love to chat with you. I've made so many friends. So many of you are so kind to always just, jump in, and I've gotten actually acquainted with several of you, and I love talking to you about stuff. So yeah, if you're new, welcome. And don't be afraid to leave a comment and chat, because I will chat with you all day long. So have a great weekend, and that's it for now. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.